wàláì a ó fi ìbò lé. Jonathan á lọ wàláì a ó fi ìbò lé. Ààrẹ tí ò wúlò tó ń jí wa lọ́mọ gbé. Jonathan á lọ wàláì a ó fi ìbò lé. Jonathan á lọ wàláì a ó fi ìbò lé. Jonathan á lọ wàláì a ó fi ìbò lé. Ààrẹ tí ò wúlò tó ń jí wa lọ́mọ gbé. Jonathan á lọ wàláì.
Well, it's the 7th annual Bola Tinubu Colloquium holding here in Lagos, and guess who just popped in the middle of Osun State Governor Ralph Aregbesola's speech? Well, no rewards for guessing this one. The APC presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, just entered, and his presence is being felt immediately. Of course, Aregbesola broke off his speech to render a warm welcome to the APC presidential candidate, who has in his entourage his running mate, Mr. Yemi Oshibajo, the senior advocate of Nigeria, and of course everyone getting to their feet to welcome the very eminent and distinguished guest. And well, there he is, seated. He's also accompanied by Chief Bisi Akonde, the former national chairman of the APC, well, one of the party's leaders. And so from Chief Aregbesola's body language, well, it is still encomiums on the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress. Maybe in just a moment he'll be breaking off to go back to his speech. I can also see to the left-hand side of Mr. Oshibajo, the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Chief John Oyegun. And so it's the APC, a very high-powered delegation here, and let's just say the gathering is almost complete.
As I was saying, because reading out what I've said, cynics will say, but Rauf, you are not paying salaries. Painfully, yes is my answer. Painfully, yes is my answer. But I said that particular fact coming from a pro-people, pro-worker governor is the strongest indictment on the administration of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And I was trying to tell you that Osun is next to Lagos in the number, in the obtuse size of his civil service, and those on pension. The fact is not strange. The basis should not be strange. Osun inherited 50% of all civil servants in the old Western states, and more than 75% of the workers in old Oyo, comprising of Osun and Oyo itself. But it's no excuse. I was trying to tell you what led into this. By January of 2012, when fuel subsidy was withdrawn, my wage bill rose with workers' agitation to 3.6 billion, while I was able to increase my revenue to 4.6. So I had a margin of 1 billion. But strangely and disastrously, by July of 2013, 21 months ago, the federal government announced an unusual decline in allocation to states, by which was about 40%. So from 4.6 billion naira every month, with which I was meeting my wage bill requirement, my revenue from federal allocation fell to 2.6. Since July 2013 to date, the highest monthly allocation ever received by my state was in November of 2013, and it was 3 billion. Since then, 21 months ago, Osun had to augment salaries with sometimes 1 billion, sometimes 600 million, sometimes 1.6 billion. So to date, to the time I've paid salary, which is November, I have had to either use my reserve, which I exhausted by the end of 2013, or borrow money to pay salaries. So I have as loans for salary close to 12 billion naira now. So I couldn't even go to banks anymore. Painfully, I couldn't go to banks anymore. So I met with my workers, and there was an agreement with the mainstream of the workers' union. There was an agreement that, having seen what we are going through, please pay us as you are able. So I pay with what I earn internally and what I get from Abuja. You must note that the January allocation came first week March. How much was it for me? 1.3 billion naira. We have gone for the FAC meeting in Abuja for February allocation. It has not yet come. How much was there for me? 1.1 billion. Do you understand, therefore, why it is just simply impossible, against my wish, to meet my commitment to workers? And I know when the leakages that are so open and unnecessary are blocked, and I will give you just one. Okonjo-Iweala, the coordinating minister for the economy, was quoted as saying that Nigeria loses 155 billion naira monthly on oil theft. In the past 21 months that they have been stealing this oil every day, bear in mind that they have stolen today's. They are planning to steal tomorrow's. There has not been an end to it. Most of us don't even know the meaning of 400,000 barrels of oil per day. I've done enough studies. 400,000 barrels of oil means oil that we take or require 33,000 liter capacity tanker to carry. Let me repeat that line again. 400,000 barrels per day is equivalent of the capacity of 1,000 tankers. 1,000 tankers will be required to move 400,000 barrels of oil. So what our government at the federal level is telling Nigerians is that every day 1,000 tankers steal our oil. I can tell you for free that the functional tankers in Nigeria are not up to 1,000. This may shock you, but we lose in naira value. According to Okonjo-Iweala, 155 billion every day. When I did the computation, every month, when I did the computation of 155 billion naira every month, it sums up to 3.52 trillion naira. And I divided it on equality of states. If my own share of that 3.52 trillion is given to me, I will build 2,000 kilometers of single-lane road at 50 million per kilometer. I will be able to build 3,000 modern health centers. I'll be able to build 1,000 standard schools that will accommodate 1,000 pupils. In conclusion, the direct impact of our programs, which paved the way for our landslide victory in the governorship election of last year. Some of them will hopefully be adopted by our party. I've been briefed, and I'm quite expectant of the fact that Nigerian school children, not only now in Osun, all over the nation, will be able to go to school with expectation of at least a meal a day. With that, our party will win this election. When you look at the caliber of men we have put forward, General Muhammadu Buhari, an anti-corruption SAR, if that can be taken, and a transparency mogul in person of Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Some of them will hopefully be adopted by our party when we win the Saturday election and come to the Elms on May 29. I once again thank Professor Yemi Osinbajo and his team for this invitation. To the distinguished audience, I thank you for all your kind attention. Àwọn tó ń bú wa kan sì máa bú wa. Àwọn tó ń fẹ́ wa tán wá láti ìdílé ẹbí wọn, wọ́n ní ká máa wò wọ́n níran. Wọ́n lẹ́ni táyé ẹ̀ bá ti bàjẹ́ a sì máa wẹ́ ní ìkúnra. Àkànbí wọ́n lẹ́ni táyé ẹ̀ bá ti bàjẹ́ a sì máa wẹ́ ní ìkúnra. Wọ́n lẹ́ni táyé ẹ̀ bá ti bàjẹ́ a sì máa wẹ́ ní ìkúnra. Èdìdì èdìdì ìdìbàrà o. Èdìdì ìdìbàrà ọwọ́ ayé ò ní tẹ̀ ẹ́ o. Bó nínú bá ń bínú bọ́lọ̀ tẹ̀ ń dì tẹ̀jọ̀wọ́ má ṣe bá wọn bínú o. Máa jayé orí ẹ̀, máa jayé orí ẹ̀ fún kí máa ìmọ̀ olúwẹ̀ ẹ fi sí.
Thank you. That is how change will work. That is the stuff of which the Ashiwaju School is made. Let us have another round of applause for Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. I think it is indeed a unique model of how people-oriented programs can be fashioned and implemented.